Welcome back to Yahoo Finance Live. Well, we have seen the pandemic leading to huge gains in the housing market, driven by low mortgage rates and tapping into equity from refis. But new numbers point to the fact that Black homeowners have largely missed out on the housing boom. For those trying to enter the housing market, Black homebuyers were denied a mortgage much more often than white applicants. And our very own Ronda Lee is on top of that story. Ronda, I know you've been crunching some of the data that's come out. What did you find?
Well, the easy answer is low credit scores. But when you go beneath that, you have lingering effects of the Great Recession. You have low wages due to pay inequality. You have higher student loan debt. You have the fact that Black homes aren't valued the same in appraisals, so they're losing equity. So when you talk about missing out on this, there's multi-layers, and you have to look at all of these instead of just, what happened with their finances or their credit cards.
Ronda, it's Brian here. You mentioned the Great Recession. I mean, obviously, we know that what happened more than 10 years ago still has an impact today. What are you seeing in terms of trends among Black homeowners, specifically with regards to the residuals of the last crisis?
The studies have proven that it just takes the Black communities a little bit longer to bounce back. It took about 10 years from the Great Recession to bounce back. During the housing boom, you had Black home ownership at 48%. Right now, it's 43%. A big problem was during the pandemic, the housing boom, you had a lot of Black homeowners, even those who were at the higher earning wages, that were given subprime loans, even though they qualified for better loans. You had also people who, they tried to do some type of relief programs, but the relief programs during the Great Recession were not the same as the mortgage forbearance programs that we had during the pandemic. So people who did relief programs, they couldn't get a home because those programs put a deferred principal. So even if they had equity, they couldn't tap into it during this point in time.
Specifically in mortgage applications, Ronda, you've highlighted the fact that Black applicants were denied at higher rates than white applicants. This has historically been the case, but what are we finding now? Has anything really changed?
Unfortunately, the numbers don't look good. They were, I'll just quote here, 84% higher denial rate than white applicants. It's part of the problem with this, they talk about, your credit scores and having enough down payment. The issue with getting a better down payment is that we have a pay inequality. It's kind of for every dollar a white man earns, a Black man gets 87 cents. So it's kind of like, someone giving Brian $1, Akiko, they give you 75 cents, and then they give me 66 cents. And then Brian's like, hey, I don't understand why you guys can't afford stuff the same way I can. Well, that problem is built into the equation. So end up trying to apply for a home, not enough for the down payment, or, just these issues with not qualifying because of the fact that you just don't have that equity built in or the funds to come up with a higher down payment.
Well, Ronda, I mean, income is certainly a huge part of this, but I mean, you could argue that the cards are stacked against a lot of these Black home ownership applications when they go and get the house appraised in the first place. We know that there has been a lot of disparities, especially since the redlining era still has an impact on what communities tend to have higher appraisals than others. How does that factor into this?
The undervaluation of Black homes is a big issue, such an issue that Vice President Kamala Harris has decided to put together a task force to look into the matter. There were studies done by the Brookings Institute. They estimate that Black homes are undervalued by $48,000, and Redfin just did a study, and they estimate the Black homes are undervalued by $55,000 or more. So when you don't have the equity built up in your home, you lack the ability for upward mobility. You can't take your home and get equity out to put your kids through college. You don't have all of these opportunities that are available for, we consider home ownership the fastest way to build generational wealth. Well, if you're not getting the equity out of your home, you're always going to be behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, such an important topic. Yahoo Finance senior reporter Ronda Lee, thanks so much for the breakdown there.